So what's the mood like at the equities market? How are investors taking this meeting? Let's talk to Rotimi Fakaijo, who's the CEO of Enterprise Stockbrokers, to get a sense of where the market is this morning. Good morning to you, Rotimi.
Good morning, Harriet.
So what's the mood like? How are investors playing at the market?
Well, we've rather taken a different turn early this morning. It's done like every other day. So far, so good. We've done a value of about 486.7 million. And that is quite unusual at this time. And the position of the market is presently trending at 0.89% negative. And we have seen some fall down in the banking sector stocks. So I believe people are beginning to take a different look at what the likely outcome of the NPC meeting may be. So I believe some of the securities in the banking sector have really gone again appreciably, and I think investors have really tried to at least play safe by selling down on some of this. But it's still early to say, but right now the position of the market is 0.89%.
0.89% south. Do you think that there are any stocks that hold very good promises for investors who might want to still stay very active in the market despite the positions that some others are taking and waiting for the decision of the MPC tomorrow?
Well, like I said earlier, I think the banking sector stocks will definitely be the ones to play out at this time. I think specifically right now, the guaranteed trust is losing about 95 kobo, trending at 19.5 kobo. Zenith Bank is losing about 79 kobo, and Coffee Oil, Access Bank is losing about 40 kobo. Likewise, UBA losing about 20 kobo. And these are the major players in the banking sector. So I believe investors are really concerned about what the likely outcome will be.
So, taking a look at the rest of the other segments of the market, how do you expect investors to play? We noticed that at the close of last week, mostly, the financial services sector, as you already mentioned, were the toast of investors. But take us through how investors are reacting to oil and gas stocks. Are we still seeing improved sentiments?
Well, I believe there will be some sentiment for the oil and gas stocks. At least we saw it gain up for Wando PLC. The expectation in that direction, though the result is not yet out, is in the future. That is, with the current price regime for petroleum products, that at least there's going to be a better turnover for them in terms of value. Although that may not really translate in terms of volume. But what is important is the value and the margin that will be there of. And I think investors believe that the oil and gas sector stock will definitely make more profit at this time. So those sentiments are actually there. And I believe that sector may actually be the one that will drive this week.
But then we also noticed that the pension index performed quite well at the end of last week's trade. What actually drove, trading for those stocks?
Well, can you say that again, please?
The pension index, we saw it closing in positive territory last week. We saw it about 4.59% higher. What actually drove investors' appetite for this particular stocks?
Well, you know that for the PFA, they have one of the most favorite stocks. Some of the most favorite stocks in that for the pension in the basket of the pension, those approved for pension for PFA to invest in are the likes of the Guaranteed Trust and Zenith Bank. And if you look at the trajectory for those two stocks last week, they were really very much in the positive. And also the likes of Access Bank. So I think that really explains why we saw that leap in that particular index.
So we're starting today facing south. What's your projection for the week? Just before we get that result coming out, do you think we're going to continue to see tepid movements, or something just might give and the week will finish positive? We saw the week ending 2.55%. That's the all-share index, 2.55% last week in positive, and the market capitalization at 2.36%. Are we going to see the same numbers?
Well, I think with the starting outlook for this morning, which is about 0.89% negative, as particularly for the banking sector. So things may still actually change. But I think all will depend on the outcome of the NBC meeting and how people perceive it. But I think since this is also the last trading week for the month, I believe that investors definitely will at least take more positions, and the portfolio managers will also step in and ascertain certain positions in order to enhance the value of their portfolio. So in that way, I don't really think the market will see any major downturn this week, although we may not record as much as 2.55% gain as we did last week.
Rotimi, thank you so much for joining me on the program this morning and giving us